While Osama was considered the mastermind of the attacks, Pakistani terrorist Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was the operational planner. Mohammed came up with the calculated innovation of using hijacked planes to attack the United States, and Al-Qaeda provided the personnel, money, and logistical support to execute the operation. Regarded as one of Al-Qaeda Chief Osama bin Laden's most trusted and intelligent lieutenants, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed had dedicated his life to plotting against the West. Mohammed, also known by his initials KSM, was captured in Pakistan in March 2003. He then spent 3 years in secret CIA prisons before arriving in 2006 at the U.S. Navy base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Now around 60 years old, the trained engineer was involved in a string of major plots against the United States, where he attended university. 9/11 remains his biggest and deadliest operation to date. "20 years after Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was arrested on the 31st of July this year, he and 2 accomplices reached a deal with prosecutors, which would have reportedly seen them avoid a death penalty trial. Such a proposal was detailed by prosecutors in a letter last year, but divided the families of people killed in the 9/11 attacks, with some still wanting the defendants to face the gallows. After beginning negotiations in March 2022, the 3 men agreed to plead guilty to all charges, including the murder of the people listed in the charging sheet. But 2 days later, Pentagon Chief Austin Llyod revoked plea deals with 3 suspects. This is what Austin Llyod said in a memorandum addressed to Susan Escalier, who oversees the Pentagon's Guantanamo War Court. "I have determined that in light of the significance of the decision to enter into pretrial agreements with the accused, responsibility for such a decision should rest with me. I hereby withdraw from the 3 pretrial agreements that you signed on July 31st, 2024 in the above-referenced case." That's not all. Austin overruled and removed the military judge who oversaw the deal. The government faced the difficult challenge of advancing a case that had stalled over the 2 decades since Mohammed's capture in Pakistan in 2003. The military trial against Mohammed and his alleged co-conspirators was delayed for years, as the U.S. tried to determine how to handle the issue of torture used against Mohammed and others at secret CIA prisons. The issue posed a legal problem for prosecutors about whether evidence obtained through torture was admissible in court. The trial was set to begin in January 2021. But delays brought about by the resignation of 2 judges and the coronavirus pandemic pushed the date back again. The Biden administration has made it a priority to close the Guantanamo Bay detention facility in Cuba, where the defendants are currently held, repatriating several detainees who were no longer considered significant threats to national security. But dozens of detainees, like Mohammed, remain in the facility. The anniversary of the 9/11 attack brings back haunting memories of the fateful day. It has been 23 years, but the painful recollections refuse to fade. In many ways, 9/11 reshaped how Americans begin to think of terror, war, and national security. However, the threat of terrorism still looms large, not just in the U.S., but across the world. The ultimate goal of national powers to eliminate terrorism remains an unresolved quest.